Good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully,
Good
I
afternoon,
fixed
everyone.
my mic
Hopefully, I
issue.
fixed
Don't
my
need to
mic
hear
issue.
myself there going on in
Don't
the
need to
background.
hear myself there
But
going on in the background. Hear
yeah,
myself.
gonna be
But
hopping into BBM. This is gonna be
yeah, gonna
number
be hopping
20
into
for
BBM.
me
This
on
is
the
gonna
year.
be number 20 for me on the year.
So currently need two more to
So
fill this one
currently
in.
need two more to fill this one in.
Upload some rankings here
Upload some rankings
real
here.
quick before we get started.
Real quick before we get started.
So yeah, gonna finally get
They're
on
gonna
for another.
finally get
Decided to do
on
a second
for
stream
another.
today,
Decided to do a second stream today.
just to
Decided to do a second
be
stream
able to
today.
start
Just
knocking
to
these out and
be
find a
able to start
good
knocking these out
time
and find a
to
good
uh,
time. Find
see where I can
see
potentially
where
get
I
more
can
people watching.
potentially get more people watching. Potentially get more people watching.
Hey, how's it going, Hartman?
Hey,
Good to
how's
see
it
you
going,
again
Hartman?
today.
Good to see you again today. Good to see you again
I
today.
think, like most of us, we all just got out of
I think, like most of us,
watching
we
this
all
full
just got out
cast,
of
which was
watching this full
entertaining
cast,
as
which
always.
was entertaining as always. Entertaining as always.
Yep, hoping to get one more in here for this is
Hoping
a
to get
20-second
one more in
BBM.
here for this is a 20-second BBM. This is
Awesome,
a
and it's
20-second BBM.
repeating.
And it's repeating.
Thank you. Is that better?
Thank you. Is that better? Thank you. Is that better? Thank you. Is that better?
Hartman, if you could let me know if that's better.
Hartman, if
I'm
you could
trying
let
to
me know if that's better.
figure out
Hartman, if you could let me know if that's
this audio
figure out
issue.
this audio issue. This audio issue.
Still doing it. Why?
Still doing
Is
it.
it
Why?
still doing
Still doing it. Why?
it? Definitely gonna have to be something I'm going to look at over. This is probably a thing on Streamlabs that I am not fully understanding because I only have one source here for my audio. Oh, it's good now. Sweet. Okay, I figured it out then. It was a second audio thing that was picking up. Awesome. All right, hey, we got the four spot here. I've been living in the back end of these drafts, so be good to draft from a different spot. Probably going to be looking to get either Bijan or Justin Jeffrey with this pick, or if Barkley falls. So yeah, finally got my red badge today. Little not like the badges really matter that all, but been doing some WNBA dailies, and it finally came through after like my 20th one. Yes, yes. The DGens are in here. Finally got there. I was only a couple hundred shy from, or no, I was like 100 shy from it last year, end of last NFL season. And that's basic. I don't really do dailies that much on here. We're gonna take Saquon Barkley at 4 all day. Um, I don't really do dailies or battle royales, but I want to start getting into them this year. So I definitely think there is some edge to be had in these games. So I want to dabble in those streets. So I'll be doing a lot more drafts. I've been playing WNBA DFS for basically since its inception on DraftKings, but it was nice to get into some of the dailies, and I've done well the past couple days, so gonna keep playing it. At least it gives me something else to draft while I want to not get too far ahead of myself on BBMs. Let's see here. Open up the draft board. Got nothing truly too crazy going on here. It was nice that Barkley came down to me. Now I just need to load up on wide receivers after that now. Yeah, I'm starting to feel the same way about that too. Uh, there we go. Um, how can we explain this? That's probably better. Still, but yeah, I'm starting to feel the same way about doing the dailies on Underdog. Rather more so, especially on like 2 game slates. It feels like there's definitely an edge to be had with like injury news and whatnot than there is on a slate locking at a specific time on DraftKings. So yeah, we're gonna windmill in T Higgins here and just get the best wide receiver on the board. But yeah, I'll be looking to get more into NFL battle royales when the season kicks off this year. So let's see, Devin A. Chain. This guy goes a very high T here with a 2 running back start. Let's see if we have anything else. Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers stack. Oh wow, Josh Jacobs got brought up to the turn over here with Derrick Henry. Oh, that's interesting for the week 17 stack. Wouldn't really think about pulling up Josh Jacobs and Derrick Henry there, but I mean that could work out. I don't actually see people doing that much at all for like the entirety of this contest. So that could be something very unique where they are, as long as this guy, basically doesn't draft running backs for a long while now. Let's see, we got that guy with 3 running backs. We're just gonna go right in and go JSN here. No, that definitely not. You cannot get much higher T than starting out Jacobs and Henry. That is pretty much the highest you can go. Yeah, back to the board. Need to remind myself to keep bringing up this draft board. I know it's helpful for the viewers to see it. Nico Collins and Trey McBride, not bad at all. Brian Thomas falling to 17 is an absolute gift. Drake London. So a lot of people have been stacking Devontae and Puka. I don't know if I necessarily want both of them on the same team. It kind of feels like it's either going to be one of them that's going to be like the touchdown merchant, and then I can see more so Puka being like a PPR merchant. But I mean, it can definitely work out where these guys just soak up both of them like 25% plus of the market share on the team, and they both end up having a good year. So I mean, I'm not opposed to stacking them. It's just not something I'm gonna actively try and do every single time I start out with Puka. So yep, this guy still doesn't have a wide receiver over here. Is Brees Hall, which I don't mind the Brees Hall pick at all. This guy's going Josh Allen at the turn. Yeah, no, the ping pong week, yeah, I definitely get that, and it definitely gives it merit, uh, to, um, drafting both of them on the same team. It's just probably not something I'm going to do much this year, or at least not actively try and do it a lot per se. So, yep, this guy goes Jaden over here with his stack. AJ Brown guy gets Jalen Hurts, stacked up with AJ Brown. Terry McLaurin and Malik Neighbors got the whole NFC East stack going on there. Uh, Travis Hunter feels like a great pick right here, falling pretty much. You're going to take that ADP value right there. And just hopefully Travis Hunter can be um, kind of screen and quick pass merchant that he was in college. So we have 2 week 8 bye weeks at wide receiver. Want to pay attention to that a little more now that we got two of them going, just to make sure we don't have 3 or 4 early wide receivers on the same bye week, because that'll definitely hurt. So yeah, we have some straight zero RBs going on right here on the turn. Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. I don't mind Rushy Rice getting pulled up. Actually, he was going pre-draft last year. Before all of his arrest concerns, he was going in the middle of the second. So, and I without any injuries either, I feel like if he's good to go this year, he deserves to be in this range of AJ Brown, Lad McConkey, and T Higgins. So I mean, I can see Rice's price continue to rise as the summer goes on. So coming back up to our turn here, Sutton definitely I wouldn't mind getting. I can definitely try and push Burrow again around, since I'll have the first option coming back. So yeah, that's what I'll do. And then if Burrow is there on my next pick, I might take him. If not, I'll probably go another wide receiver. And if someone really wants naked Burrow, they can have him. That's on them. Uh, Burrow really isn't someone I would ever want. It's not like a Jalen Hurts or any of these top four guys where they have that rushing upside. Burrow is completely dependent on Jamar Chase and T Higgins. So if you don't have one of them, I mean, it might be a good like play for like the weeks 1 through 14. But when it comes to the playoffs in weeks 15 through 17, you're really going to want to have Burrow stacked with uh, T or Chase or both, and then probably one other pass catcher as well if you don't have T and Chase. I think Rice will be a 2-3 turn or maybe even in the second if the injury. Yeah, no, I agree completely. Um, Rice should definitely be up there. I think with the talent level of the wide receivers that are going in the second round, like I would take Rasheed Rice over Garrett Wilson. Um, knowing that he's fully healthy, I would take him over T. This spot between Ladd and Rice, this is where it would kind of where I could see him like falling into is right here in the later part of the second round. I don't see him going much higher than that. Like I would still much prefer Drake London. AJ Brown is I feel like that is like these four with Rushy Rice, T Higgins, Lad McConkey, and AJ Brown are kind of interchangeable depending on what you want to do. So as I mentioned earlier, I felt like Joe Burrow would come back to us. Just to check here, yeah, he didn't pick a quarterback, so I can't push him around if I don't want. I think I'm gonna like the options at wide receiver too. Coming back to us at 76, we'll have Myers and Golden and Diggs. But Burrow goes unstacked. That is a bit unfortunate. So I definitely don't feel like I feel fine about wide receivers coming back to me. So I'm gonna go with David Montgomery here, just because I think all these wide receivers are pretty much in that same tier. And for me, David Montgomery is a little bit of a tier head. I think he's being a little bit undervalued right now in the market. I think he definitely has room to go up, especially once there's no concern over any kind of injury. And I mean, he is going to be the goal line back basically for the Lions, and he still played extremely well last year. I do expect Gibbs to take uh, more of a role in the offense again this year, and maybe leads to David Montgomery being less used in the offense. But I think as of right now, like his touchdown upside and his he has a very nice floor, which is going to be very good for this team. And then, like I said, coming back here, I definitely preferred having David Montgomery over Caleb Johnson or Tony Pollard, and we'll get a solid wide receiver here, no matter who it is. Not really looking to draft Pearsall, but Myers or Diggs and Jaden Reed. Yep. So I mean, I'll gladly take. Well, I don't want to take Jaden or Jacoby Myers actually because of that week 8 bye. So I think I'll go with Jaden Reed here, and he's like the ultimate best ball kind of player, with his spike weeks here. So yeah, I'm liking what we got here. Unfortunate we couldn't get Burrow to come back to us, but we do have some backstack options being built out. We have Knicks as an option. We have Jordan Love and Trevor Lawrence too. And if we really have to, we have Sam Darnold, but I'll definitely try to avoid that as much as possible. We have CJ Stroud going 50 picks early. That's very interesting. Um, yeah, don't really know what else to say about that. I mean, he gets the stack with Nico Collins, but he probably could have waited. I mean, he easily could have gotten him at 112, let alone 129 or 136. So definitely feels bad there. I definitely now we're approaching that spot in the draft where we're going to be on that wide receiver cliff where we don't really want to be looking at wide receivers. So I'm glad we got our 5 set up. We'll have to see who comes back to us on the turn, but hopefully, probably gonna be looking at Bo Nix here. We're gonna be getting into that QB range going around this area, and then since no one in front of me has um, QBs, I definitely want to be able to lock up one here pretty soon. And this guy in the one spot could go Mahomes if he's still available, but he also has RJ Harvey to go for Bo Nix, so I definitely don't want to lose a stack there if possible. And then I can also target Evan Ingram uh, later on. So yeah, do I want to go in Buka? Am I really missing out on anything? I don't think so. I think we're just gonna lock up Bo Nix here. A little bit early, but I just want to make sure I do have the stack. And and get there, and then we'll still look to add on at least one more quarterback in this draft. Yeah, Cooper Cup is someone I'm not gonna be drafting at all this year. I just don't think he is the wide receiver who he used to be, and he's just gonna probably end up being a zero or close to zero all year. I don't see him having that floor that he used to be able to give us comfortably. Yep, this guy went Patrick Mahomes. Very, very reasonable here. So let's see. Coming back around, does he oh, he does not lock up Travis Kelsey here. I might take Kelsey as a week 17 stack with Bo Nix here. And I think that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to lock up Travis Kelsey and then maybe look to get someone like Mims or Pat Bryant later on. So I have a double stack with Bo Nix, but we're going to lock in a little week 17 upside here with Kelsey. Yep. So tight ends start going off the board, quarterbacks start going off the board. See what else we have going on over here. Nothing else too crazy after that CJ Stroud going early. Ooh, this guy is handcuffing Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason. I feel like I'm opposed to handcuffing in general, but with I feel like with these ADPs, same with Scatterbo and Tracy is still on the board, I believe, unless he went really early. Yeah, I don't mind the prices on handcuffing. It's still probably not something I want to do because when I'm building my teams, I want my teams to be right as they are. And when you're playing both Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones, you're looking for them to kind of like ping pong where one of them gets in, where like Aaron Jones gets injured and he misses like 3 or 4 games, and Jordan Mason, has big weeks those weeks, and vice versa. And then when Aaron Jones comes back, he fully takes over, and that's kind of like the same thing with Cam Scatterbo and Tracy, just on a worse team, and it's probably not something that I want to do so much, but I can see it working out. Um, when it comes to like for me, example, like I'm not gonna pick Will Shipley on this team because if Barkley goes down, this team is already dead anyways. Same if I had Bijan, I wouldn't draft Tyler Algier. Um, basically, in any of those scenarios where my top picks, if they get injured, I'm not me having the handcuff is not gonna. I mean, sure, it'll help the team, but it's gonna be a losing fight in the end anyway, since I already lost one of my top capital picks. So let's see, you're sorting by ADP. Definitely don't mind Rashid Rice here, especially if Olave does get traded, but I probably do want to go with Mims here just to lock in a double stack. Or maybe I could think about Bryant later. Pat Bryant goes 175. Nah, I think I'll stick with Mims. I Pat Bryant is probably more of a guy who I'll be targeting on DraftKings instead of Underdog. Mims definitely has that big week upside, so that is where I'm gonna go there. Probably next round, I'll probably look to add a running back. Um, don't if Najee Harris comes back to me, I don't mind that price. Tootin was a guy I would have liked, but then if all these RBs go, ooh, and there goes Jordan Love. All right, so then we'll have to look at like Trevor Lawrence a little bit later. or we'll just have to completely start a new back stack option here. Um, yeah, at this price, I don't really want to add a seventh wide receiver. Um, we're gonna take a bet on Najee Harris here, just for the falling ADP value and the fact that he could still be that goal line back, and especially early in the season, he could contribute to the team. Definitely going to be scared of Hampton later on in the year, but Najee should have somewhat of a role as the year goes on. Yeah, I believe Bryant goes. Bryant probably. I'm not exactly sure where he goes. I can actually check over here real quick and see where Bryant goes over on DraftKings. I can't imagine how great it's taking me to. Let's see here if I go NFL, then we go pre-draft rankings. Okay, I can't imagine Bryant goes anywhere relative. I would assume that he goes much later in these drafts. I wish I could search. I wish the whole UI experience on DraftKings was better than what it is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that Bryant goes much later on DraftKings since all the wide receivers tend to go later. Yeah, Pat Bryant goes around 200 on DraftKings. So I mean, he's basically free on DraftKings. Let's see here. We're coming back to our pick. I definitely would love if Trevor Lawrence can come back to me. He should, with both these guys having quarterbacks already, and then we can add on Brenton Strange later, or Parker Washington, Diami Brown, whichever one. Wow, Brent! As soon as I say it, Brenton Strange goes off right before me, very early. Oh, oh, that hurts. I wonder if this guy is just auto drafting. Oh, that is not fun. All right, we can go. We're gonna do a little Kyle Pitts here and see if we can get Michael Penix to come back to us. We're just gonna have to start making some emergency picks here, and hopefully we can get Penix to come back. If not, it's gonna get pretty dire, pretty fast. But maybe this is the year. Maybe getting sniped on these quarterbacks is gonna be what causes this team to win BBM. Just like the BBM 4 winner, he was sniped on his quarterback several times. Uh, Maybe this is exactly the formula that's needed uh, for this lineup to get to win BBM. So yeah, we're gonna lock in that panic stack, and then we are still probably gonna look at a third QB later on in the draft. Um, we can probably look at Sam Darnold. Unfortunately, yeah, worst case is Darnold late. Don't really love it, but uh, just to have more options for this team. Uh, I wouldn't mind it, especially because he should be the quarterback for the majority of the season. It's at the end that is the part that is worrisome. I feel fine at running back with Barkley and Montgomery, and then Najee should be able to provide some kind of score early on in the season. Um, Hopefully to cover David Montgomery's bye week, but then um, and then we'll look to add on some younger backs here coming up later on in the draft. And then tight end wise, I might grab one more, maybe. We'll see what value is there, but I definitely want to add one more quarterback to this build. I'm definitely going to be doing primarily three quarterbacks on both DraftKings and Underdog, just to help out with advance rates. So back to the board here. Got a slew of tight ends and quarterbacks going off. Almost no. So this is like the no wide receiver zone. Let's see here. Yep. The Genty Bowers guy gets Gino. Um, Cam Ward is. Nope. Cam Ward. He has Calvin Ridley at pick 60, which is a great value. I definitely like me some Calvin Ridley this year. Bryce Young. Naked Bryce Young. Yep. So that's just what happens. I wonder really what was the catalyst. Is it probably just these guys around me taking these naked quarterbacks? Yeah, that's probably what it was. Um, all right. Algier is definitely one of my favorite value running backs here, and he goes with uh, the Atlanta bet that I'm making. So I'm gonna. That feels like an easy click there. He's a extreme value there, falling a full round past ADP, and I have him ranked much higher than where he's currently going. So that felt very easy. See back around the board, Cedric Tillman, Mike Gesicki goes off. Um, Definitely going to be looking to stop at five running backs for this squad. Probably look to add someone younger closer to the end of this draft. Yeah, Algier is. I can't stop clicking him. I think he's my most drafted player. I think he's the only one over 30% for me right now, and um, I don't get why he's going as late as he's going right now. So coming back around to us, not really a fan of Adam Thielen. Let's see here. We can just probably. Feels a little late. We can. Let's go and do Braylon Allen here as our last back, just to get the upside if Brees is either A traded or B Brees gets injured. We'll have Braylon Allen here. I didn't like any of the other clicks on the board. I don't want to be triple stacking uh, Bo Nix here, and the other wide receivers. I mean, Keenan might have been a fine click because he'll definitely rise if he gets signed. But after experiencing Will Fuller uh, in 2022 and then experienced Leonard Fournette and all that craziness in 2023, I'm definitely not looking to play that game again. I'll just get Keenan on news when he signs with the team, if he signs with the team. Because it kind of feels like if Keenan was someone that, a team wanted, he would have already been picked up by now. So on the next round, probably look. This is where I'll look to get Sam Darnold. And if I miss out on Sam Darnold, I won't feel bad about it, just because I don't necessarily want him too much, but I do want to have that third QB. And if I can get him after ADP, that's when I'll take him. Yeah, Keenan could sign late to avoid camp, but risky since he openly talked about retirement. Yeah, and Yeah, I feel the exact same way about him, um, having those retirement talks, and I can definitely see a lot of veterans not wanting to do camp. I mean, I totally get it, but it's just I can catch up on it later if I have to, and I can just start taking Keenan like almost every draft off the news. So I'd personally rather just wait, and that's kind of how I feel about a lot of these, like J.K. Dobbins too. Like if he signs, then I'll start taking him as he's rising, instead of just like completely taking a zero for no reason. So yeah, we're gonna finish our third stack here with Sam Darnold. Hopefully that pays off. Maybe Seattle has a better season than what they did last year, and Sam Darnold can continue on the trajectory that he was, or he was just built off of Kevin O'Connell. I kind of lean towards the latter, that in Minnesota, Kevin O'Connell just is a very good coach, and he knows how to make any quarterback that he has a top 10 fantasy relevant quarterback. So coming back around to us, probably look to grab a tight end or a wide receiver. Don't necessarily see a wide receiver I want in this range, so I'll probably look to grab um, little week 17 correlation here with Najee and the Chargers and Dalton Schultz. Um, yeah, I'll do that. And then we'll probably add on someone like Torrey Horton for the end of the season, as just someone who can start getting more of a role as the year goes on, especially if uh, Cooper Cup is not the wide receiver he used to be, which is kind of the bet I'm making this year. Dobbins, I'm a little more in on because the Chargers put that tender on him. I'm assuming that means that he picks somewhere and they get a, yeah, the compensatory pick is definitely something up with Dobbins for sure. Um, I'll just take him after he goes somewhere, and if he goes back, if he stays with the Chargers, I mean he'll be the third guy there and be completely dead. But um, I definitely do. He's definitely the most live free agent, I would say, to sign somewhere. Even before Nick Chubb, I wouldn't really put Nick Chubb really signing anywhere. I think his career is pretty much over with. Uh, Maybe during like the middle of the season, a team that loses a running back to injuries will take Nick Chubb, but I don't really see him signing in the offseason. So yep, this draft is going to be winding up here pretty soon. Probably just looking at Torrey Horton uh, to end this draft on with a little rookie upside for the end of the year. Maybe Torrey Horton could be my or to Pat Kerrane's Tyquan Thornton uh, in BBM3, and the only week he'll score for the team is week 17 to help win BBM. I don't see It would be pretty amazing if Torrey Horton goes off here. Uh, it would be quite the sight. Yep, there we go. So yep, we're gonna end this draft with Torrey Horton. So to recap the team, we have a 3-5-7-3 build. Bo Nix, Michael Penix, Sam Darnold at quarterback, Saquon Barkley, David Montgomery, Najee Harris, Tyler Algier, and Braylon Allen at running back. Wide receivers, go back to it here. Wide receivers are T. Higgins, JSN, Travis Hunter, Cortland Sutton, Jaden Reed, Marvin Mims, and Torrey Horton. Tight ends, we have Travis Kelsey, Kyle Pitts, and Dalton Schultz. So we definitely have some good, solid like anchors to lead off of with Barkley. Um, we mixed in some high upside picks with some floor picks as well. Um, Overall, I think the draft for what the draft was, I definitely uh, think it ended up pretty nice how we got there. Um, there are definitely some. Let's see, going back over the board here. Something I like to do is just review how the board went and what I could have done different. So let's see here. Bo Nix right there. I felt like that was the right pick. Yeah, bro. I just don't think there was much changes that I could have made here that would have made a huge impact. Um, I wouldn't want to draft Trevor Lawrence early and him just getting right there before me is unfortunate. Yeah, I don't really think there was much that I could have done in this one, based on how my picks went. Now, maybe if I made other choices here earlier, like with these three wide receiver picks, things could have played out a little bit different. But I don't mind how the team came out. Yeah, I think the team salad is definitely. I definitely think it has the floor to get to top two in this pod, and then there's definitely the upside is also there. So I don't mind this team at all. Um, Not my favorite, but it's not one that I hate. But yeah, that'll be it for me. I wanted to just get on here and do a quick live draft. I mean, I was gonna draft anyways, so might as well stream it. Um, if you guys aren't in the Discord, I have a link to my Discord down below. It is probably one of the better Discords in the best ball space, just on how it's built and laid out. You can basically keep in touch with all your favorite streamers when they're going live, whenever they're posting videos. And then we have all sorts of dedicated channels for every sport when it comes to dailies or best ball related or DFS related on both DraftKings and Underdog. So yeah, that'll be it from me. Um, Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Hartman, for sticking around. I definitely appreciate it. Gonna need to catch one of your streams um, next time you go live. And I will see you guys on the next one. Hopefully, to either post a video tomorrow or do another live stream as well. So I will see you guys then. Until then, thank you for watching and have a great day.